Hello planning masters and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about bullet journal themes. I will give you 12 ideas. Some of these I did before, some I never did, some I might be considering to use in 2022. So I hope you like these ideas. And if you're new here, my name is Masha and I'm creating videos on bullet journaling, doodling, creativity. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you always know when I release a new video. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so for the supplies, I'm using my square journal and tons of different pens. So be sure to check the description. Okay, so first of all, let me say that this format for the themes I kind of took from Jessie Karim. She has an amazing YouTube channel and she has a whole series of videos on bullet journal themes. I will link it in the description because those videos are great and have like even more awesome ideas. So be sure to check them out. But we are starting with this theme, which is kind of I call it like a geometrical theme. Because basically you just draw a bunch of random geometrical figures and lines and dots, kind of like do whatever you feel like. And I feel like it's a very simple theme, but it also can look really, really good. I did something similar for my 2021 bullet journal setup. So all the themes that I actually did will be linked in the description if you want to check them out. The next theme is, of course, flowers. I feel like flowers is a gorgeous theme for any month of the year. And considering how many different ways and styles there are to draw flowers, it's like never ending. I really feel like you can do the whole year of flower themes and every month would still look very different. The next theme is books. I actually did this theme in September, I want to say last year, but I'm not really sure. Books are super simple thing to doodle, and you can make it so much fun and looking absolutely amazing. The font I'm using here is the same I used for my books theme, and I feel like that's also something pretty simple because the whole point of this font is that it doesn't have to be perfect. You can kind of just let it be whatever it is and embrace the imperfection, and I feel like that's something pretty important. Okay, so the next theme is knitting, and it's not something I do, but I feel like doodling knitting supplies is very calming and super fun, and you can play around with colors so much. So I decided to include this in this list of theme ideas. Not something I ever did, but maybe one day, now that I gave it a little trial in this video, I feel like I would really enjoy doing this theme. The next theme is probably my favorite, and that's stationery. I did stationery theme like probably in every journal I've had because it's just my favorite. I love doodling stationery and I feel like it's so much fun. I have several stationery doodling videos as well. If you want to check them out, I will leave the link in the description. But yeah, obviously I had to include this theme in this lineup. The next idea is bees, and I really like this one because it's super simple and you don't even need that many colors. Pretty much if you have like yellow and orange markers, that's enough to create the entire theme. And that's not a theme I've ever did, but I know that Fenke on Instagram had absolutely gorgeous bees theme, and I will link her account in the description so you can check it out and get inspired by her bee themed pages. The next theme is kind of under the sea, if you will. You can just doodle like some fish and some other different sea creatures or seaweed, stuff like that. I'm really enjoying this theme because you can actually go very crazy with your colors because under the sea, like the sea life, they have all the colors in the world there. So you can never go wrong. It's not a theme I ever did, but I might consider one time. The next theme is baking, and I actually did baking in November last year, I think. And yeah, it's just super fun. It always makes me hungry. And this is also when I discovered this technique of just coloring not the whole doodle, but just some little parts where color is kind of just a little accent. And I've been in love with this effect ever since. So if you check out my bullet journal pages, you'll see that I'm using this a lot. Next theme is food. And for me, I decided to just doodle some Japanese food items. I actually have a whole video with sushi doodles, and Japanese food is the theme I did in 2020, and it's been super fun, and it's actually my favorite food. So it was very cozy and comforting theme for me to do. You don't have to do Japanese food, but I just generally feel like if you make a food theme, that can be something fun and comforting. Next idea is to do a theme based on your favorite drinks. So here I'm doodling boba and I'm doodling a cup of coffee, since these are kind of two of my favorite drinks. Well, not true. I think I actually like tea the most. But anyways, That's the idea. And I did do a boba theme and I did do a coffee theme quite a few times actually. The next theme is space. Again, this is a theme where you can go crazy with the colors. And this illustration was inspired by the work of Bujo and Cookies. I will leave the link to her account in the description. The first try I recorded this video with the footage got mostly destroyed. I think I have just half a page. This was kind of my take on a space theme. And I feel like when I did my own, I used too much of like blue and purple colors and it wasn't as bright and happy as I wanted it to be. So when I had my next try, I used Bujo and Cookies and her idea and her colors, and I just loved it. So the last theme we will be doing today is photography, and that's also one of the themes I did before. It's super fun. There are so many cameras you can doodle, and cameras are all basic shapes. They're super easy to draw. And I feel like generally it's a very fun theme and you can play with like Polaroids and stuff like that. Let me know in the comments if you liked any of these themes, if you ever did them, or if you're planning to do any of these themes. And I will see you in the next one. Keep bullet journaling and don't be a blob. Bye!